Men and women can't be friends because no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want to nail him, too. Grape?
No, I don't like to eat between meals.
I'll roll down the window.
There's a brand new comedy movie in town, and it's called When Harry Met Sally, co-starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, and directed by meathead Rob Reiner, who's also given us, of course, Spinal Tap, The Princess Bride, and Stand By Me. Now, here's what happened when I met Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. Billy Crystal, welcome to Good Rockin' Tonight.
Hi, nice to see you.
When Harry Meets Sally, can you please give me a brief synopsis of it?
When Harry Met Sally is the story of the love affair of Harry and Sally... ... It's about life, it's about real people, it's about the dance that men and women do till they're able to be with each other. It's the missing of opportunity, it's the understanding that men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way. Whew, am I in trouble?
That's not true. I have a number of men friends, and there is no sex involved.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You only think you do.
You're saying I'm having sex with these men without my knowledge?
No, what I'm saying is they all want to have sex with you.
They do not.
Do too.
They do not.
Do too.
How do you know?
Because no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
Where did the idea for the movie come from?
This came from Rob's own experiences, and when he got divorced many years ago and thought about talking about this subject. Can men and women really be friends without there being sex in between them? Is it possible? Very provocative thought. And then he went to Nora Ephron and they started talking about these two people. And then it evolved into a screenplay. But basically, a lot of it was Rob's personal experience with in the single world. The University of Chicago, right?
Yes.
Did you look this good at the University of Chicago?
No.
Did we ever...
No.
How about your belief on it? Can men and women be friends without...
Really deep, honest friends without there I think it's difficult. But I think it's possible. I'm much more optimistic than Harry tends to be in this movie. That's it? A faceless guy rips off your clothes, and that's the sex fantasy you've been having since you were 12. Exactly the same.
Well, sometimes I varied it a little.
Which part?
What I'm wearing.
Would you describe your character, Sally, for me, in When Harry Meets Sally?
Sally Albright is her name. She is somebody who with a very prescribed way of looking at the world. She's kind of a control freak, and she thinks the world should be just so. And I think that comes out of the fact that there's a lot of chaos rolling around in there, and she seeks to kind of control her destiny and everything else. So she's just come out of a relationship that's caused her a great deal of sorrow, and she's denying the fact that she has any pain in her life, and she comes into a relationship, a friend relationship with Billy Crystal, who is busy wallowing in his pain. So you can tell where it goes from there, folks.
Group wallowing.
Group wallow.
No, I drove him away. And I'm gonna be 40.
When?
Someday.
In 8 years.
But it's there. It's just sitting there like this big dead end. And it's not the same for men. Charlie Chaplin had babies when he was 73.
Yeah, but he was too old to pick them up.
Everybody, at least the women in the audience, seem to be relating very, very well to Sally. Do you think that's the reaction that they're going to take? And
I think so. I think it's been a long time since somebody's spoken the mind of a woman intelligently, and I think that's credit to Nora Ephron and Rob Reiner, who allow her to exist in that way. She's a very smart, very witty, very self-contained woman, and she proceeds through life in a female way, and she doesn't have power that's male. It's she's a real woman.
Most women at one time or another have faked it.
You don't think that I can tell a difference?
No.
Get out of here.
Oh. Ooh.
Are you okay?
Oh. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh. 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 Oh, yes. 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 Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
I think that men don't trust women sometimes in understanding what's going on inside them. And women may not give men credit for that other side that's in there, or men may not let them see the side in them that's in pain or that, you know, wants to talk about things. So I think it gets difficult, and that sexual tension gets in the way, and then it's hard to really get close, and men would rather tell men about their conquests, and women would never tell a man about who she slept with, if, you know. I think there's a lot to it. It's a very complicated issue.
Hello.
I'm sorry to call so early.
Are you all right?
No one I know would call at this hour.
I did something terrible.
What did you do?
No one I know would call at this
It's
hour.
so awful.
I need to talk.
What happened?
What's the matter?
Harry came over last
I
night.
went over to Sally's last night.
Because I was upset that Joe was getting married.
And one thing led to another.
And before I knew it, we were kissing.
To make a
and
long
then
story short, we did
it.
They did it.
How about working with Billy Crystal and Rob Reiner? What was that like?
Well, like I never stopped laughing. You know? Like Billy sometimes would put on these like wigs, or he would do these strange characters. We had this whole thing where in the makeup trailer we played morning talk show hosts, and I never stopped laughing with these guys. They're just they're terrific, and they're really generous about teaching me things.
Nice talking to you. When Harry Met Sally, 3 dots. It's the best movie of the summer.
Well, I got to agree with Billy Crystal. If you get a chance, go see When Harry Met Sally. In my opinion, it is the best comedy of the summer.
I'm on the bridge. I haven't moved in 10 minutes. Hey, I'm on the phone.
Hey, do you mind? People who use car phones annoy other drivers. People don't care about Lee Iacocca. He's like some annoying relative who keeps coming over for something to eat. Let's face it, Steve, you and I lie for a living, and it's not easy for me to digest that.
Crazy People is a hilarious new movie from Paramount Pictures starring Dudley Moore, Daryl Hannah, and Paul Reiser. Moore plays a frazzled ad agency executive with a unique idea, truth in advertising, but his co-workers think otherwise. They commit him to an asylum, and then the fun begins. This movie could start a whole new trend in the advertising world. This is my kind of honesty.
Buy Volvos. They're boxy, but they're good. Are you crazy?
Forget France. The French can be annoying. Come to Greece. We're nicer.
So?
We're nicer.
Let's not lie, Steve. Let's level with America.
We can't level, you idiot. We're in advertising.
Dudley Moore, welcome to Good Rockin' Tonight.
Thank you.
You know nothing?
Good Rockin' Tonight?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that show. Okay, shut up, go.
So they could have told me. Dudley, let's, first of all, let me be the 8 millionth person to get you to tell me about your character, Emery Leeson, in Crazy People.
The 8,400,000. Yeah. Emery Leeson, he is an ad executive who's sort of had it professionally and personally in the sense that he's tired of fudging his life a little bit. He's tired of being a little straight with people in both his professional and personal life, or his personal and professional life, as I was going to say. And he decides to say things in advertising that maybe haven't been said, you know, too often. You know, not that advertising is all untrue, and he suddenly brings this burning torch of truth. Mm-hmm. But somehow the adverts get out onto the newsstands and on the sides of buses and wherever they are displayed, and he becomes a great success. But he's been sent in the meantime by his infuriated boss to a sanitarium, at which time he falls madly in love with an inmate there, Daryl Hannah, and gets very involved in the lives and sweetness of the people who are there. And it's really a tale about what happens with his relationship with these people and the girl and so forth.
Metamucil. It helps you go to the toilet. If you don't use it, you'll get cancer and die. Sorry, folks, I haven't any more. There's a run on Metamucil.
Mitch, welcome to Good Rockin' Tonight.
Thank you, Stu. Nice to meet you.
Nice to be talking with you, as I'm the 800th face to ask you how the idea of crazy people came
Where did
to
they
be.
get that question from? Well, the truth is that I was working for a comedy show, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I wasn't really being treated very well, and none of my work was getting on the air. And so I just kind of fantasized that the pressure of trying to create something really funny would put me in a mental hospital, and that eventually the executives and the TV producers would have to come to the mental hospital and get from me the great stuff of the show, you know. And so I thought about that. Tom, my partner, Tom Barad, put it down on a piece of napkin, and then we, a few years later, I decided to write a script, and instead of having it be TV, I had it be advertising.
All right, can we talk here just a little bit
boring,
about the movie? No, no. Wait a minute.
Even in Canada, this is, you know. We actually had some ads about Canada, but I won't.
Really?
Yeah.
Were there? No, let's hear it.
It was Canada. We're not as boring as you think.
We know you love him, but if he happens to die, we give you 2 Mercedes and a summer home. Wouldn't that be nice, too? John Hancock.
Perfect, bro.
You always seem to be on the edge of just completely losing your mind.
Yeah.
Is that like that without the cameras in front of you?
Yeah, you mean in regular life? Yeah. I think many years ago I used to feel that, you know, to be alive and to be sort of oneself needed some sort of craziness in one's attitude. You know, you had to be crazy. And I used to equate that with being individual, which, you know, we often do, because individualism does seem quite crazy sometimes, whereas in fact it's the thing that we all crave and what makes the world go round.
What brings you here?
Pontiac. Pontiac brings me here.
Okay. Why don't we just jump right in, hmm?
Jump into what? Jump into what?
Tell me about your character in Crazy People.
In Crazy People, I play a Haitian woman who at first resents having to bear her child, but ultimately raises him to become the leader of a big rock and roll band. No, I play an advertising guy whose partner, played by Dudley Moore, is going through a breakdown, and I have him put into this rest home where he can be mentally rewired. And his crazy thing, which was truth in advertising, is taken off, and I have to now, everybody wants him back, and he is Mr. Popular, and I have to suddenly keep all the world happy. I have this advertising clients and this boss, and I have my friend in the asylum, and I'm sort of running around willy-nilly, as it were.
Hello, I'm William Holden.
Hi, I'm Kathy. Hold me. Please hold me.
Oh, well, I am holding you.
Well, no, it's a female thing. We say it a few times.
Oh.
Daryl, I want to ask you, you have worked in Vancouver before.
Yeah.
On a couple of movies. Your opinion of the beautiful
I
province?
loved Vancouver. I grew up in Chicago, and I hope that people in Vancouver don't take this as an insult, but it reminded me a lot of growing up because it's right on the water. Chicago's actually quite a beautiful city, too, with a great park, and I really liked it. It was so clean, and the people were so friendly, and I made friends with the beluga whale in Stanley Park and the aquarium, and it was just a great place to work. I've worked there twice.
Who here wants to be an ad man?
Who here wants to be a fire engine?
How much of that was all ad-lib, Dudley?
You mean the film generally?
The film in general,
Oh, the film generally was written by Mitch Markowitz. What ad-libbing was done was of a sort of a subtextual thing, you know, which is always what you do. But I have great respect for the written word, and because I'm very anxious to put down on film the vision that somebody had. You know, you can't always at all, and you know, I don't think one ever does to a complete extent. But you want, I want to anyway.
You, as usual, did, and
Well,
did a wonderful job. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Nice to talk to you
Thank you.
too. And now.
Hello, hello, hello.
honesty. It's a terrific concept. We don't know much about it. I want to get you on it and get you out of here.
What a wonderful word. Hello.
We have things to do now. We're formally only boredom and mania were available to us.
Hello.